Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Burning Truth live. Ladies and gentlemen, folks, this is The Burning Truth. I am Matt Burns, and as you probably heard from last week, Nathan Goth was in Manchester. But, he says he may let us down. He may not be here to the show, so it might be me doing it solo. But I'm so glad I'm not doing it solo today, because guess what? Because the man's here, he is the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goff.
Yeah, I travelled Rick Flash style, first class.
Woo!
I travelled, with an hangover.
With an hangover.
On 2 hours sleep.
2 hours sleep.
After evicting someone off Space Mountain.
Off Space Mountain.
And I came back and I went, Matthew, to be the man.
You gotta beat the man.
And you're not beating me, son. No, so I've come back from Manchester, a little bit worse for wear. If it goes silent, it's probably because I've just had to nip off somewhere. Yesterday, some idiot in Manchester decided to undercook my meal, which is not agreeing with me at the moment.
Well, so as you one of your famous guys quotes is, it was bloody raw!
Yeah, I made him know it was raw as soon as I got a little bit further down. First bite, nice, cook. Second bite, It was moving. The fucking piece of meat could have moved off my plate.
It looked at you saying, Mommy!
It looked at me and went, please don't eat me. And I went, well, fucking pay for it. So, shouted the waiter over, came over, I just looked at him. I went, what does that look like to you?
A burger.
And he went, looks like a cooked burger. I went, well, if that looks cooked to you, son, you need eye testing. That is fucking raw. That is still mooing, son. That could walk off my plate, go out the door, and find its way out of Deansgate. That is not a burger.
And straight into a field to start grazing.
Grazing? Fucking I was bleeding to death on my plate. So I wasn't too impressed with that. The rest of the night was good. And then this morning, the Premier in. So, the first 10 minutes this episode, just to warn you, could be me talking smack about Manchester.
Right, this is going to be the usual. This is not going to be the usual typical episode. This is going to be more of a bit of a Nathan special from the sounds of it. Basically, this sounds like it's more like us going, if I'm not, straight off the cuff.
Yes. So, we stayed in a Premier Inn. And the only thing Premier about the Premier Inn is the price. It is not cheap. It is not luxury. The tally had Freeview and only one channel worked, which is BBC One. No one wants to watch fucking BBC One, especially not at 3 o'clock in the morning while you try and eat a kebab. So I wasn't impressed with that, so I've had to link my phone up to the Wi-Fi, which kept stalling every 30 seconds. God knows what cunt upstairs was trying to watch Backdoor Sluts 3 through the Wi-Fi. So
No, get it right. Backdoor Sluts 3.
Charlie's anals. But fucking God knows. So I eventually was like, right, I'm going to have to do this off my own internet. We pay for the hotel, and the only thing we're going to get to use is the bed.
And how was the bed?
Not fucking comfy.
Oh.
2 hours sleep. So, next day. But, right, I'll have a shower, freshen up, have a look if it gets rid of the headache. Now, I don't mind cold. I will walk around in a t-shirt. But when the shower only has one temperature, and it is cold, and I mean ice cold...
No, get it right. Get your saying right. Because if I recall, your saying is, there was 2 temperatures on that. Cold and fucking cold!
Yeah, as Andre 3000 would go, what's cooler than being cool?
Being ice cold!
Well, that shower was ice cold. Dip my toe in it, and I went, sweet baby Jesus, mother of Nazareth. I was like, fucking hell, that's cold. And
at least it woke you up.
Woke me up, fucking hell. I nearly had a heart attack when I tried to put my head under.
let me guess. A wake up, a slap. It basically had its way with you.
So, the drinks were brilliant. Manchester was brilliant. The food, the accommodation was awful. And the staff at Stoke Station are fucking useless.
Oh.
So, how many train platforms is there at Stoke Station, Matt Burns?
2?
Wrong.
3?
3. Where's platform 3?
I wouldn't know. I don't catch trains.
Well, neither do I.
No, I don't catch trains because I actually have something that you don't. I have a car. I drive myself there. I don't need trains.
So, platform 3, and none of the staff knew where it was. So I missed my first train yesterday.
Whoa. Hang on. I've just got to rewind that back just for a second. Repeat that for a second, please.
Platform 3.
You asked where platform 3 is, and you asked the staff where it is.
Yeah, and...
The staff that actually work there.
Yeah.
And they tell you they don't know where it is.
Yeah, and this useless...
Why are they working there?
This useless twat went, oh, it's just platform 2, mate. So it's at platform 2. 14:58 came. No train. Right, okay, well, this is odd. So, 3:05 came. Went over to a member of staff. Where's the train for Manchester? There's been loads of trains for Manchester. I was like, well, I don't need your smart mouth answer. I went, there's supposed to be a train at 14:58. Oh, that went. It goes over there. Well, platform 3 isn't clearly marked since you've only got 2 pissing stations here.
Where's platform 3?
So he goes, I'll sort it out. I went, you best sort it out. So I got upgraded to first class yesterday.
Oh, so that's how you did it. Because, folks, I can also say is if you actually do follow us on Facebook and whatnot, and you actually looked on Nathan Goff's Facebook page, you would have seen him being upgraded to first class. Woo! Styling and profiling.
Yeah, and I drank out of Matt Burns' woman last night. For those of you that followed me on Facebook.
No, that wasn't Matt Burns'. That was me. That was the cousin. That was my cousin. As you probably, you know.
I'm on about the blue totem.
What?
It may have looked like my mate. It was your woman that drank out of the boobs on it. Was brilliant, that blue totem.
Okay, I don't think so. Because you didn't link me on it.
I don't like linking you and stuff, you know.
Aww.
It goes against your image, you know. You know, this goody two shoes.
Go against my image. The fact that you call me a whore that goes to selling merch on street corners and everything, calling me a hoe bag, abuser, and everything. And you didn't want to post me in a picture just because you didn't want to hurt my image. You do enough of that on this podcast or broadcast. Enough.
I thought I saw you in Dean's Gate last night.
No, it wasn't me.
Feather bows and a hat. So, yes. So was my weekend, and then I rushed back here to come be with Matt so he wasn't playing by his lonesome.
Playing by my lonesome. Best Unity-5 the town guy.
So...
Who's alone by himself.
Yeah, so
lonely.
Right, so...
I wonder how his job search is going on.
God knows, lazy cunt. Right, so, let's get on with the wrestling part of this podcast. Now I've had my moan.
You've had your moments, and want to become the star of the show.
It's my fucking show.
Please.
Whose side covers it? Do you listen to the origin stories?
Please do, but also do stay into the count to who owns the right to the furniture thing.
We can change that.
Please. Anyway, moving on. You know, you full well know it's 50-50. You even mention anything else and you will get a butt whooping.
51-49.
No, yeah, to me.
To me?
Bounces to me.
Right, so, wrestling.
Back to wrestling.
Now, someone, at the Burning Truth, has a streak.
He loves to bring this up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Right, I'll tell you what, folks. If anybody wants to note down how many times he's brought this goddamn motherfucking streak up, please tell me. Tell it, Shorty. So if necessary, or give us your personal opinion on if you think he should do it or not.
Did you say you were going to win last week's predictions?
I did say I was going to try and win. last week's
Well,
predictions.
I'll guess what Tried did. Failed!
He does like to try and kick a man down. He does, folks. He has to try.
Yeah. Why did you bet against Baron Corbin? Probably the best heel on SmackDown apart from The Miz and Bray Wyatt.
Let's take into account that he was beating the big guy. He has been doing not too bad. And I thought they were going to actually give a little bit of, give Corbin a win here, give Kalisto a win there, make it actually more engaging. A feud back and forth. Show that one, instead of just being, oh, here's Corbin, big guy, slam, 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 I win. Rematch, slam, 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 I win. Why would anybody want to keep watching Kalisto going into a match just to get his ass handed to him week in, week out, and every day? They wouldn't. Translation from that guess, it just looks like either Kalisto's done something really, really wrong that WWE doesn't like, or is he serving a punishment, or anything, or is it just because he's the only considered cruiserweight on SmackDown?
He'll be going on 205 Live soon, I imagine.
Hopefully. But we'll have to see. But speaking of 205 Live, nice to see Jack Gallagher.
Yes.
The gentleman Jack Gallagher.
There's been a lot more talent signed to 205 Live. And while we're on about talent signings, which is a nice little loop, supposedly WWE is in fire hiring season. So, doing a mass hiring. So, as I posted on Facebook for a couple of times this week, it's going crazy for the women. So, Mickie James signed, starts January 2017.
Boom!
Supposedly, it hasn't been confirmed by the woman herself, but Nixon Newell has signed to NXT and the women's tournament, which will start on the 3rd of January 2017. A contract is set to start if she signed it. Not been confirmed, it's rumoured.
But we'll soon find it out enough.
And supposedly, Kimberly, who's been doing a lot for WCPW...
She actually has been wrestling there.
Yeah.
On NXT.
But she's also been doing independent bookings.
As well?
WCPW.
Yeah.
She's supposedly signed.
She's mostly well known for her Shakira Pro.
Yeah.
Because she's actually been the grand champion for them as well.
Cheerleader Melissa is another rumoured one.
Yeah.
That signed a deal.
It looks like they're going through a number of good signings. The question is I noticed that you mentioned Nixon Newell. Now, a lot of the British side is a lot of British companies use Nixon Newell on a lot of shows.
It'll be a big loss for women's wrestling in Britain.
It will be.
I don't mean this offensively, but losing Paige to WWE wasn't a big loss to women's wrestling because she did a lot more European and Japanese.
She did quite a lot, but it wasn't just that. And in fairness, but the difference is, I think, regardless of it, they'll both do well. Nixon Newell will actually do well in America. Paige was... The difference between Paige and Nixon Newell is Nixon Newell's actually got quite a few years on, but you can't say that against Paige either because she started at a very young age.
How old's Nixon Newell? I know Paige is the same age as me.
I'm not too sure on Nixon Newell's age
Paige is 24.
Because I do actually follow the rules of never asking a woman her age.
Well, Paige is 24, which is the same age as I am.
Yeah. And I do feel sorry for Paige at the moment because it feels as though she's not going through something amazing.
60-day suspension ended yesterday.
Yes, it did. However, have you seen the footage of Alberto Del Rio?
No.
Recently. Oh, interesting. He decided to cut a video involving Donald Trump. Where he personally just goes, Donald Trump, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And give him the two-finger salute. Aussie style, which looked quite interesting. But then he brought up WWE and it didn't seem a bit right that he turns to Peyton and, as he mentioned to the beat, it's like, you can, leave the room during this moment. Wow, this is sad.
But that they are
Yeah.
his opinions. That should have nothing to do with her.
Exactly. I think that, but as he did it, it wasn't like it was, oh, leave because, you don't want to. It was just like, just leave just in case if they turn funny on you because they don't have them, they can't think.
In all fairness, I think all this is just like one big stunt for Total Divas.
It did seem.
Like
some
the
of
whole
it
thing with Paige, it all seems like one big stunt for Total Divas.
It could be a stunt, which if it is a stunt, give them credit for thinking something quite.
See, like the thing with WWE, because there's that much content out there now. So you look at WWE, you get an hour of NXT,
Yep,
an hour of Superstars.
Cancelled soon.
I know, but at the moment,
yep,
you get 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown.
Yep, and don't forget the pre-talks.
You get. I'm on about just like the wrestling. And then after that, you get your pre-shows.
Your pre-shows.
You get your after-shows.
Your after-shows.
You get your Total Divas. You get your YouTube. You get your Unfiltered. So they've got that much content. Like they could just build feuds up on so many different platforms that they miss out on at the moment.
Yeah.
So if they've built this up on Total Divas and used the suspensions like as a little bit of a, because there's only one person who's on 2 suspensions that's actually getting a push at the moment.
Go on.
And that's Randy Orton.
Nope, not anymore. And I know exactly what you're thinking, but he's on 2 pushes.
They go over time.
He's on 2. One. He's now on 1 because on one of them you can actually lose one of the strikes if you go into rehab. That's one of them. Another one is if you're taking certain counselling. They've done it so they've got it so they can take strikes off as well. Because yes, they do have a policy of 3 strike rules and you are out, but they have done it deliberately because they've had to find a loophole on a way to convince them to be able to knock strikes off, which one of them is, as we stated, rehab and counselling, and the other one is over given time because they do have to have some of the strikes knocked off. Otherwise, if you straight away, if you had one of your top stars suddenly getting 2 strikes, and the third one is going to be incoming, you wouldn't exactly be too pleased if he's in a major moment. All of a sudden, you've got to fire him.
But no, so that's that. So, he's the only person that's been on 2 strikes and still got a push out.
And has still got a push out because of either time or doing certain things to get rid of the strikes, which is setting by WWE guideline rules. It's following rules. So technically, even though you're saying he has been on 2, he is currently not on 2. He's currently on either 1 or none at the moment.
It'd be interesting for WWE to release a list of who's got what strikes.
It would be quite interesting to see who's currently where, because at the same time, you'd also see the identification. Because here's the thing, not all the strikes that they give out aren't actually always publicised.
No.
Some of them are quite backdoorsy. And here's the thing, if some of the strikes were released, it could also sort of explain to certain people, why ain't he getting a push? Why ain't he getting this?
But no, so that's that. But no, so that's an interesting point with Nixon and everyone potentially getting signed. The women's tournament's confirmed for January. I think they're going to do another Cruiserweight Classic at some point.
Can't blame them for it because it proved successful. If it works,
there's a tag team classic booked in before then
as well, yes, which will be interesting. It's still interesting because you can see so many different tag teams, so many different things coming in, and they've also got a women's one, haven't they, coming in as well? Because that's the thing. I have to say, when they did the whole Cruiserweight tournament, I thought that was an absolute brilliant idea because it got people looking, not just looking in the sense of, oh, well, I'm just going to look because it's going to be all flippy dudes, flippy dars. And some people might say, well, are they going to do a corkscrew attack or whatever? it's not just about that. It's you're also getting to see fresh faces.
A two-page suicide.
I was using different, if you wanted to use the actual proper terminology of a suicide dive, you're more than welcome to. And you can thank Ranello for that one, because I can definitely tell from that.
Thank you, Morale.
But can you tell which one it is?
The suicide is the flip turn the corkscrew one. It is just the running and like the running senton.
Oh, you mean like the senton, the proper one? At least there you go, folks. He's done his homework. He's done his homework.
Because they sound very similar. And I can't remember the name for the second one. I know it's a tope, but it's in Suicida. It's
it's trying to pronounce some of the names of them, the proper actual Mexican names, and some of them are they sound similar. They may sound similar, but they're not similar. But if you actually watch the move itself, there is one person goes, "Well, that's the same move." No, it ain't. One's has got the body. Just think of it this way: one lands on him like a Jeff Hardy swanton bomb, and the other one is flipping over with the legs fully bent.
On about like the Suiciders and the Sentons and things. Now, there's one thing that we don't see anymore, and that's a running shooting star press over the top rope.
A running one?
Yeah. So a little bit ago, when we used to have the cruiserweights on SmackDown, we used to see the running superstar press onto the outside, onto like a group of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And you don't see that anymore. Like, could Kalisto or someone add that to his repertoire?
They could, which would actually heighten them. But WWE may not want to do that because of their health and safety rules. They have different guidelines because, if you notice, they also had different rules for that cruiserweight tournament. But like one rule that was quite strict that they had on there is that they had to match the actual weight class, which they had to quite very, very strictly. If I'm not mistaken, if you recall, we actually ended up having to report that somebody was replaced because they were stupid enough to break that rule.
Well, did you sign the contract as well?
Oh man, why not? Why not? Have you seen some of the posts that Regal and him have been doing lately?
So fun.
Gold. Absolute gold. Them pair together, it's just... It works!
Right. So,
but speaking...
you've got some subjects you want to speak about.
Actually, I do actually have a subject straight away I want to bring up right now, which it does actually link with contracts. It brings up actually to do with 2 legends.
Go on.
Jerry the King Lawler and Lita.
Right.
Originally, they were actually on the pre-show for Raw and SmackDown and everything in the pay-per-views. They've actually been changed over from that show completely. They've been replaced by, I believe, Booker T and one of their new upcoming commentators that they've got coming up.
It's from NXT, is it?
I'm not sure if it's from NXT.
Because there's a person just joined on NXT. I forget what his name is.
No, completely different person.
Percy Watson.
That's Percy Watson. That is, who just joined the announced team. I was actually going to get onto that, which I think is going to be interesting. But is he going to be more of the face colour commentator, while Corey Graves is going to be his deathly side? Which I think will be interesting.
Well, then, so...
But
what have they done with Lita and...
With Lita and Jerry the King Lawler, they have changed their contracts entirely to Legends contracts. So they'll be coming on for the odd period and whatnot.
Well, Lita's
However, supposedly, you may be saying that Lita's a producer. However, there's a rumour going around from JR himself, who has spoken to Lita, saying that she's possibly done with the company.
Don't think she'd be done with it because she's with Corey Graves.
Yeah, which is why I just stated as a rumour, because we all know what rumour mills can lead to.
Yeah. Lita's actually been producing the women's matches,
which has been quite interesting, because
for Raw and SmackDown. So she's been down at the centre with them and she's helping them to produce the matches.
Exactly.
So, like, you could tell, like, Sasha Banks spots were some elite spots, like they weren't Sarah Amato spots.
Yeah, they were more open, more different, and everything, which is quite nice. What are making sound noises, are we?
Well, that's you. I haven't got anything.
Oh, I love how you doing that. You know, blame me.
Yeah, I will blame you.
You always do anyway. But anyway,
It's always your fault.
I'm just going to say it's your fault because you fired the one guy who actually works on it.
It's always your fault, Snitsky. You have one job. Just one fucking job.
We don't have Snitsky here because we know he actually lives with the sound guy. And you know he's been on the show before.
Well, that goes data protection. Right out the window.
Why does it go out of the window?
That's almost as bad as him. A couple of months ago.
Oh, whoa! I said he lives with him. I'm not saying he's from the Mexican who, and everything. I'm actually straight shooting you because he isn't an actual superhero. We know that. He even says it on his goddamn Twitter page.
Well, he's going to have to move away now due to data protection. He's going to have to run off and look after orphans.
We've never told.
But you've narrowed it down now. He's going to have to go work with Al Generico.
Al Generico and Kevin Steen.
Looking after the little orphans.
Is this the sound guy or the other guy?
Both of them.
Well, if it's the sound guy, then he'll have to be doing some actual work.
I know, he does throw up after an hour from work. Right, so...
But anyway, back on to where we were. The point being is, supposedly that, they're moving on with a different look and cutting down the time on the pre-shows. So, depending on that situation, I think either if it doesn't work out, they'll probably call them back. But if it does work out and everything, we could be seeing something completely different. Anything else you want to bring up?
Wyatt as tag team champions.
What do you think?
I hope it runs past WrestleMania.
It's not going to run past it.
I'd love to see them have a lengthy reign. I'd love to see a feud of that magnitude built up to SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
It doesn't, yeah.
Not to end at WrestleMania. Yes, it's a WrestleMania matchup, but I'd like a match of importance to...
Stu.
Yeah.
Say, Stu. Build. Not, oh, quick, let's get it out the oven and just throw it at them. No, you want it coming out. Put it on the plate, seeing if it's ready. Putting it back on the burner, getting it boiled, getting it ready.
Could you imagine?
Putting it back on the plate, see exactly.
A 6-month reign as them as tag team champions.
It's not just
amazing.
That. It shows the Wyatts as a serious threat, and then also actually shows depth in the tag team division on SmackDown. But it is an actual interesting look because so far, if you've noticed, just look at the Wyatts. Have they actually won any championships before? No, they haven't. So technically, this is their first run with some gold, some actual belts. It's actually the first time they've actually gone for gold. Some people could say it's only because Randy Orton's in the team that they're actually going for the gold. No, it's not, because Bray Wyatt has actually gone for gold previously by himself. But this is the thing. This is the one time where they've got the gold now themselves. It's theirs, and this is my striking point with them actually being the tag team champions. If anybody just comes up and just takes it away from them on such a short notice, regardless of if Randy turns on them or not, it makes the Wyatts look absolute, utter dog crap. Because then, straight away, that means, A, you've allowed Randy Orton to fool you when you're meant to be the powerful mastermind specialist. Straight away, if that happens, you're not actually tricking anybody. You're not playing mind games with anybody. You're having your mind played with. And then on the flip side, it basically, depending on who's taking the titles, it wouldn't put the Wyatts in a basket of light. Which straight away, if this is going to be WrestleMania, a WrestleMania feud, the only time I can actually see them actually dropping the titles would be Rumble. The Royal Rumble, which straight away says it's way too soon for a tag team reign. Because straight away, you had Beauty and the Beast, supposedly, which is a tag team that was made up on the fly, on the makeshift, which was Rhino and Heath Slater, which, okay, a lot of them could say, but that was just a comedy thing, that was just this. They still ran with it. They still made it win. They still made them win. And they had a long reign. So if they have a shorter reign than Beauty and the Beast, what does that say about the Wyatts? Oh, we can win some gold, but we can't keep it. No, it doesn't work like that. I think the Wyatts deserve to have a proper run with some actual gold. And here's the thing: if necessary, and like Nathan actually said just a few minutes ago, a smarter thing would be to save it for after WrestleMania. Why don't you have your WrestleMania moments not be Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt? Why don't you actually have the WrestleMania moment be Randy Orton switching on Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania? Because by the time they get to WrestleMania, if they keep doing this camaraderie thing that they've been doing, it's going to be more of a bigger shock. It's done at WrestleMania than any other time, because WrestleMania is meant to be the showcase of Immortals, the big thing, the one time you want to win. But Orton wants to throw a victory away because he wants revenge on the Wyatts over what he's been doing. That would actually show depth in Randy Orton to say he's not just out there for wins. He's not hunting Bray Wyatt just for the win. He's actually hunting him, not just meant, oh, I one-upped you. Making him lose at WrestleMania like that would actually cause quite a psychological game and actually show some depth. Would you
on about depth and girth again?
No, I'm actually on about the fact that when you mentioned about WrestleMania, having him as tag team champion into WrestleMania, wouldn't it be a more interesting factor if Randy Orton turned on him at WrestleMania to be the WrestleMania moments to then continue the feud into?
No.
You don't think?
No.
I think so.
I honestly think you could build this match into not this coming year's WrestleMania, the year after.
Right.
You could have them bump heads across the road, but do what they did with the Undertaker, where he used to just subtly build up. But if you remember the feud with Austin, Undertaker v Austin.
I remember.
If you watch Undertaker v Austin, he'd deal with Austin for 1 month. He'd move on to the Union, take care of the Union for 3 or 4 months, come back around to Austin, spend a month with Austin, just reminding Austin he's there.
Yeah.
Go after Kane for a couple of months.
And then come back. Yeah. But I do agree with you that they do need a longer reign.
Yeah.
Because straight away, if they lost the titles back too soon, it wouldn't make much. It wouldn't make much of a standing, would it?
No. So I'd like to see them hold the titles till about SummerSlam. Lose the titles at SummerSlam. Carry on together and then start the slow burn.
Yeah.
Split them before Survivor Series. Mm-hmm. Have them meet in the Survivor Series traditional match.
Yeah.
Maybe the first match at the Rumble, have it where Wyatt does something
dastardly.
Yeah. Carries him out so he gets 3 or 4 weeks off and then he comes back.
They did that a little bit already.
Well, everything's been done in wrestling.
No, but they've already done it previously with that feud. With against each other. If I'm not mistaken, I can understand what you're saying, but it'd be better if it was like I said, Orton. Are you saying Orton injuring Bray Wyatt.
Well, or Wyatt injuring Orton.
If they have Orton getting injured by Wyatt, that's already been done. It'd be better if it was Orton injuring Wyatt, because they could say it's justified because he's injured him in the past maliciously.
If
But
Orton injures Wyatt,
but the problem with that is, one, if Orton injures Wyatt, that's taking Wyatt out of the big picture, which is quite a major scene.
but it also brings Wyatt back to pop
as well, which it does. But to some people, it could just be a bit of revenge, a bit of malice, and everything. But that all varies. I can understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying, but if you notice though, the last Survivor Series, wasn't Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt actually getting cheered by the crowd? They were, even though I know exactly what you're saying.
They're going to get cheered anyway, because fans now are hijacking shows.
Yeah.
There's no such things as faces and heels anymore.
As Vince McMahon states the puts.
And he isn't wrong, because it's now cool to cheer the heels and
it's
the faces. It's basically like swapping them round.
Basically, it's a bit like, it's too cool being heel, being a heel is now being too cool.
Yeah, it's basically like Razor Ramon. If Razor Ramon was a heel now, he'd be the best face on the roster.
No. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall just has to turn up. Hey, yo, done. Face.
I know, but could you imagine him now? His heel persona will make him the best face in this generation.
Flicking toothpicks at people and everything. Potentially, yeah. But the difference is if he tried the gimmick now, and not back when he actually did it, he probably wouldn't be Razor Ramon. Because if I recall, if you actually watch a certain moment, a DVD or a segment, I actually caught this on YouTube. Do you know the only reason why he actually got away with the gimmick?
Why?
Because Vince McMahon hadn't seen Scarface. Really. Suppose because Vince McMahon hadn't seen the film Scarface, if you look at the actual main character, very similar, aren't they?
But
yeah,
wrestling is where art imitates life.
Yeah, and it is. But the difference, it's hard because you can see that Vince is actually trying to lead them down the rabbit hole with the stories and everything, but the fans don't want to cheer for who they want them to cheer.
I think we as wrestling fans are never going to be satisfied with what's put out.
No.
Because you want new things, they give you new things, you boo it. You want certain people pushed to the main event, they get that, it's boring now, ratings are still shit. Make up your goddamn fucking mind!
Do you want them up the top? Do you want them down the bottom? Where do you want them?
There's a reason why we as wrestling fans are not booking these shows, because we don't know what sells.
But then again, 9 out of 10 times, sometimes bookers don't know what sells. But that's not the thing. There's always that mysterious realm of when is the next moment coming? When is the next? Because that's the bottom line. Because Austin 316 says so. When is the next moment of the Rock literally dropping the Rocky Maivia name and becoming The Rock and turning on the fans because they booed him?
They don't have that anymore.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Because in the 90s, the internet wasn't as established.
Correct.
There weren't as many dirt sheets.
Correct.
And people weren't wanting to get it spoiled. Well, you weren't able to spoil it.
Correct. And you could say that. But here's the thing. Eventually, and this is one or two things have either got to happen. Either A, dirt sheets and everything's going to slow down, which I doubt. Or B, wrestling's got to evolve to adjust to this new thing that's stopping them from moving on. It's got to evolve into the next step. Why not use the mainstream to the advantage somehow, where it looks a bit like what you stated earlier over the whole thing with Paige. Is this just some sort of storyline that they're making up? But the dirt sheets are eating it up. Now, how's it going to look to the dirt sheets that in the end, if Paige's the whole thing that's been going on is been because of a whole storyline, to create a storyline, to create some drama, to put the focus on them.
It'd be good.
Be
Will
interesting.
people like it? Probably not.
But
It's outside the box.
It's outside the box. It's definitely outside the box. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add on? Or shall we change? Or shall we change subjects?
So, very quickly, don't spend too long over it.
Won't be.
At this moment in time, who is your favourite to win the Royal Rumble?
Favourite to win the Royal Rumble? I don't want it. Favourite? I'm going to say Taker.
Yeah?
Taker.
I'm going Finn Balor.
Oh. I'd say, yeah. Either one of them are good picks, aren't they?
Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens.
It writes itself. Undertaker.
Undertaker's supposed to be facing John Cena.
Are you telling me you can't see Cena going for that belt again as soon as he gets back?
So WrestleMania at the moment, you've got Undertaker versus Cena, which will probably be the actual main event, because Vince will not let Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor.
Main event.
Or Virgil Devitt versus Kevin Steen. Main event, WrestleMania.
What did you say?
Because in Vince's head...
What did you... No. What did you just say?
Virgil Devitt.
Fugal Devitt.
Yeah, okay. Moving on.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation, you cock.
you want to go down that road?
Well, you started
If I'm not mistaken, you always gripe on at me.
I know, but if
you're always going to gripe at me. But get the name right. Just call him by what he's called. Finn Balor.
I know, but if
just use that name. Don't you dare use his full original name. It doesn't suit you.
Are you done?
No.
Because if you're going to have a go at me for pronunciation, you could at least get the bit about the pronunciation right in the first place. It isn't really a put down if you can't use the word properly.
But then you're not giving an actual right shout if you can't even actually name him properly. But if you notice, you always correct me, and I actually own up to my mistakes.
I own up to my mistakes. So I apologise. So Prince Devitt, there we go. I'll go the other way.
That's fine. Fine. I accept that.
So sit down, shut up.
The real rock and roller.
And then you got Kevin Steen.
Yes.
So in Vince's head, he's going, fucking hell, I cannot have that as my main.
No.
Undertaker, you have to leave the walking stick.
You're taking one for the team.
Right. That way.
Ignore the limp.
Roman Reigns versus Triple H is practically shooing.
Oh, good lord. I don't know why. I can't see Roman Reigns against Triple H.
I can see it.
I can't.
I can't. It'll either be Roman Reigns or it'll be Seth Rollins.
Seth, yes.
It'll be one of the two.
Seth, yes.
What's the last pay-per-view up into the Royal Rumble?
We have the Royal Rumble, and there was talks of having the Elimination Chamber.
What's the last one before WrestleMania?
Might be the Elimination Chamber if they actually bring it back.
Roman Reigns versus Triple H at the Elimination Chamber. Or do you have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for a chance to face Triple H at WrestleMania?
I mean Fastlane. It's either going to be Fastlane or the Elimination Chamber.
So it's my WrestleMania card at the moment.
Yeah.
You've got Balor versus Owens.
Yeah.
Because I reckon
that would sell tickets.
It won't sell a million views, though, will it?
No.
Because if it sold a million views, then Ring of Honor would be fucking rich.
Yep.
SmackDown got AJ Styles That's the tricky one. Who'd you put AJ Styles against?
If I was going to be a betting man, and if you wanted this to be a dream WrestleMania,
I'd love Samoa Joe.
no, one name comes up to my mind. Shinsuke.
No, because he's just won the NXT title.
He can win it back.
So, AJ Styles, I'll leave that until I've seen a bit more.
Joe or Shinsuke, doesn't matter. Either one will be an awesome match.
Then you'll have, so we've got Owens versus Balor,
Yeah.
Cena versus Taker,
Yeah.
Triple H versus Rollins.
Where do we go with Roman?
Roman Reigns.
Where do we go with Roman?
Don't know. Cesaro versus The Miz.
Oh, there we go.
No, I reckon Cesaro's going to be traded.
No.
Yes.
I don't.
No, not Cesaro, sorry. Sami Zayn versus The Miz.
Yeah.
For SmackDown.
Do you know I think would be a good one for Roman?
What? Strowman.
No. Cesaro.
No, because I reckon it'll be the New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Club versus another tag team.
Yeah.
I reckon for Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Roman Reigns will run Money in the Bank.
I don't think they actually no. They don't have Money in the Bank anymore at WrestleMania. They do actually have a ladder match, which is normally for either the US title or for the IC title.
There you go, Roman Reigns ladder match.
There you go. That covers that one.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will be there for the rest of them. Just a way of getting 30 people on the card.
You all got your paid your wages. Now get out there and just make yourself look like assholes.
Mickie James versus Becky Lynch versus Asuka. That is my SmackDown dream.
And Alexa Bliss.
No.
No, I think you should.
No.
I think you should.
No.
Why not?
What?
Why not?
She's too green. She makes too many mistakes.
I don't think she's that bad.
Best part of the match is the finish.
Because you're thinking, oh God, it's over.
I don't like her as a worker. She's very, very out there. She makes too many fundamental mistakes that are just too noticeable.
You could say that about a few others. But anyway, speaking of dream matches for WrestleMania, somebody, a legend, is trying to whisper it into Stephanie's ear.
Go on.
Ric Flair.
Right.
Because Stephanie's been in talks with somebody recently.
Ronda Rousey?
Yes. Ronda Rousey. And who do you think Flair's pitching?
Stephanie to face Rousey.
Nope.
Charlotte?
Yep.
No.
He's pushing for it. Which I can understand him trying to push for it because it's his daughter, but...
Asuka versus Rousey.
Sold!
Take my money.
Take my money. That's whether if Rousey is becomes the women's champion for UFC, regardless of the result, that will still be at take my goddamn money.
One of us will be able to watch that match.
One of us will.
The Ronda Rousey one. The other one won't.
Really?
Sorry, Matt Burns.
No. No, you're not doing that. I'll put the time off.
You can't.
Why not?
Got to work it.
I don't have to work it.
New Year's Eve.
You meant the Rousey fight. I think you meant the WrestleMania one.
No.
That's fine. That's fine.
Have you seen all the Rocky montages she's got in the build-up to her return to UFC?
Nope.
She's got a load of Rocky montages on YouTube.
We'll have to check them out. Or if you want to, you can be so. If you want to be so kind, you can actually post one of them up onto your Facebook page.
I can. I can liberate the laptop off you after to do
That's fine.
that today.
That's fine. I'm happy with that. I will be very, very happy with that, and it also shows that, yes, we do talk wrestling, but we do also have a moments of MMA.
Yeah, I don't know what time it is at the moment because obviously I can't see a clock in our office. But on about big fights, Anthony Joshua is on at 10:30.
Oh, look at him already here. He's already plugging MMA, boxing. What other sport are you going to be plugging next? Oh wait, snooker, football, and everything else.
I don't know if anyone knows what the Liverpool score's been this evening. I'd love to know.
Well, yeah, I'd actually like to know that one myself, but we do have recordings.
So that's fine, right? So where do you want to move to now?
We got to go through. I've got to bring up one thing straight away. It's going to be a short thing. Get it over and done with, and move on. It is the fact that Donald Trump has actually added someone to his cabinet, his presidency cabinet. Do you know who it is?
Yeah, it's Linda McMahon.
Yep, Linda McMahon. That's going to be interesting to see how things go. Do you agree?
Yeah. She's come as the she's come in for commerce of business leader.
Yeah.
So commerce of business. So that's basically helping on how their business in America will grow.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we don't actually know about their political sides and everything. But however, we do actually wish the best for it, and her family have actually messaged saying they hope the best for it as well. But that's just a quick shout out to him in regards to that. Right, moving on from that topic.
Well, if you bear with me. So, the Chamber of Commerce is a form of business network. So in America, it's basically our business network. So she'll be in charge of basically making sure Donald Trump's slogans of American jobs for American people
sticks.
Yeah. So she'll be there to try and create opportunities all across America. So that should be interesting.
That'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed. It goes well. Now, some people may agree or may not agree. Regardless of anything, anybody can either apply. Anybody can win anything. Anybody can do anything good. All they have to have is a moment to try, because as much as we're not into politics ourselves, a lot of people do actually diss a lot of people in regards to different stuff. But one thing I will point out is a lot of people laughed at Donald Trump becoming president. Now, let me just be clear with this. I am not stating that I was for Hillary Clinton or for Donald Trump. Just to be clear, we do not vote in that in ourselves, as we're not actually part of that. We're not eligible to vote for that, are we? So regardless of our views or anything, I just found it interesting when Donald Trump made his candidacy known. A lot of people laughed at him. I am not surprised that I wouldn't have been surprised if Donald Trump didn't go on TV saying, "Who's laughing now?"
Well, there's only one person laughing now, but he's managed to keep his role as the executive producer of the Celebrity Apprentice as well.
Yes.
So on the credits at the end of the show, you will see
President Donald Trump. Oh, good Lord. That will be interesting. That will be very, very interesting. However, moving on, more interesting news. Not quite. Unfortunately, we have fallen behind on a bit of on internet and some independent news and British news.
Well,
this one, we both have, because we both do this. We both work hard at this. But we are going to cover it.
I've done my independent British wrestling news for this week.
For this week. We had 1 week where we slipped up, and I've covered some of mine for this week, so blow it out your ass, to simply put it. There has been a week where we have actually missed quite a bit of a big, interesting news, and we would like to apologise for that and actually make it known to you now. Interesting facts right now for you.
Well, it's an interesting fact.
Interesting fact, interesting knowledge.
Interesting piece of news.
Interesting piece of news. And he keeps us there thinking, I'm pedantic. Asshole. Anyway. I'll continue on before my colleague decides to become his infamous CUNT again. But anyway. Interesting knowledge, news, and everything under the point of the sun and everything for you. Do you know who the ROH television champion is?
Who?
Do you know who it is?
Who? Oh, I know.
Oh, that's good.
I'm trying, I'm trying to give you one out the park.
I like that.
Keep swinging that and going under it.
Right. He is a British wrestler. He is.
Well, the old one was a British wrestler.
He had to go there. Well, we weren't talking about the old one, but anyway. Okay, right, we'll get this out of the way. The former champion was Will Ospreay, your nemesis, as you would like to put it out.
It's just there. It's just flippy.
Really?
Just
whoa. Really? I'm sorry, but I'm calling you out on this one. I am calling you out on this one because if I'm not mistaken, you've gone on countless weeks where you turn around saying, please release Bea Priestley to me, you absolute raving lunatic twat of a person, human being. I would absolutely kick the shit out of him if I could, and everything.
It's just flippy, It's just, no one wants to watch a match of fouls and flips.
I'm sorry, Van Vader.
Well, I want a bit of a story, If I want to see people kicking out tombstone pile drivers every 2 minutes, I'd go watch PWG.
If I'm not mistaken, you do watch it still now and again.
No.
Anyway, the point being is, Will Ospreay did become the TV champion, but there is a new TV champion right now, and he is an actual nemesis, not his proper nemesis, because that's you. But one of his nemesis, he is a British wrestler. He is infamous for actually having the copyrighted move of the chicken wing, and actually been given the copyright of that from one of the original creators of it.
Mr. Backlund.
Yes, correct. This guy was a former party boy, but he don't party no more.
Well, he probably partied when he won the belt.
Oh, it probably was partying then, but what is he now?
The villain.
He is the villain. He is Marty Scurll. And I just wanted to get this out because I know you're a clear fan of him. And here's the thing, you're not the only fan of his work. I'm a massive fan of his work because the guy knows how to incite a crowd. And he actually went in on his first ROH pay-per-view as the champion at one of their biggest events.
Battle of Los Angeles?
Final Battle.
Final Battle.
Battle of Los Angeles is PWG.
Bowler.
Oh dear! He just let it out the bag, he does watch it.
I forgot to put the E on front of it.
Ooh, he bought it. Nice little pun there. Hashtag Nate Buns. But anyway, back to it. He managed to defend and still be the reigning champion. And it's interesting, I think, because the man has actually been doing some fantastic work. So I just thought to give a nice little shout out to the villain, Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
Very deserving. Very deserving. Is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest?
No.
Anything else? Right, shall we call this a wrap-up right now?
Yes, we shall wrap that up in a nice little pretty bow for you.
And a pretty bow. Is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Just Pro Wrestle Fan Zone. The UK Pro Wrestling Fan Zone.
UK Wrestle Fan Zone.
Yeah.
Our usual shout out to them, the usual guys. So that we always recommend you check out their stuff. We also recommend you always check out our gaming channel, which is TBT Games. We, as previously mentioned on here, we've got like a direct website, which is linked.
Yes, I start recording tomorrow for Final Fantasy 15.
You start some recordings for Final Fantasy 15, which is going to be interesting. But we've actually come to the conclusion of the tournament.
Yes, you won. You won it about 2 weeks ago.
We did, but it's more the overall I want to catch up on.
Yes, you are ahead overall.
But not to say this is the end of the feud with in FIFA. That will actually still be ongoing and everything, because here's the thing. I you've always got the chance to come back and everything.
I want to snap that FIFA disc.
Oh, yes, we know.
If anyone listens to the rant halfway through episode 10.
No kidding. If I recall, don't you owe some energy drinks for that?
I'm still waiting for mine.
You got yours.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
All right, okay, then we'll get that sorted if you haven't. But I know we have.
You can cancel it out.
I had to do one little minor slip up. You decide to go down the route of, if I'm gonna do it, screw it, full sailor. Beep 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 beep. I thought it was goddamn road running.
Well, if you're gonna go in, you might as well go in balls deep, aren't you? There's no point dipping in a little bit. You might as well just go full on balls deep and just slap it against it.
Jesus Christ! What are you gonna be doing next? Calling the sound guy up. He's gonna be that desperate. He wants work back. He's going. You can call me anything.
Yeah.
You can call me anything.
I don't like you that just tiptoes around the swear words. If I do it, I do it properly. I go on a full ball, foul mouth rant.
In other words,
if you're going to do it fucking properly instead of being a scared bastard, a little pussy bitch.
Oh, I try to be professional. I try to not break the rules. I try to be the nice guy. I try to be.
Had it hooked to my neck.
That's a previous excuse. I don't know what you're on about there. That's in the past.
I thought so.
That's definitely in the past. He's no more. He's gone.
It's brilliant how people have selective memories.
It's not selective memories, it's the fact that it's in the past. It's done well.
It's compressed it.
Compressed it? Or what? Compressed for CD? Wouldn't surprise me if it wouldn't surprise me if that doesn't pop up on goddamn Botchamania eventually.
It could be arranged. Is there any other shout outs you'd like to give?
Botchamania as always. Team 4-star. And any others? Not that I can come to mind. However, there is one thing that we do want to stress out. We are going to be possibly having some downtime, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Downtime will potentially start next week.
Next week will most likely be at what we consider our Christmas end of year episode.
Which might be done on the Sunday instead of a Saturday due to unforeseen circumstances.
Possibly. So we'll get to that. However, as for content during the Christmas period and
content will be made available for TBT Games, but it won't be made available for the Virgin Truth podcast.
Correct. We will be keeping the TBT Games going throughout. However, as we previously stated, we might be having a bit of downtime, or if not, if any content is actually going to be created or suggested, it will be most likely be mentioned on next week's episode.
Yes.
So we just thought we'd just let you know that we are going to be having some downtime. Spend some time with the family, loving the holidays, and as some of them actually be able to be celebrated. Well, you get to celebrate both of them. I get to celebrate one at least. But anyway,
that's a goodbye from me.
That's a goodbye from the man, the myth, the legend. That is Nathan Goth, and it is a goodbye from myself. So as usual, please stay well, stay safe, and always check out your local wrestling. So with that, we will be back here next week at our usual given time, possibly. If anything actually does change, we'll actually mention that up on the Facebook page. So always give a check out on our Facebook page. So with that, see you next week, folks, and stay well.